Right, 1 minute's thinking time. This is on your own, so there is no talking now. This is on your own. You either close your eyes if you want to make notes or whatever. 1 minute's thinking time on your own. Remembering thinking about the big ideas, and you know about those big concepts. We've got the big concept list up there now, so 1 minute's thinking time. I'm going to ask you to come up with the question between the three of you, okay? So first of all, it's talking about the big concepts, the big ideas that went through your mind while you're looking at the stimulus, and then between the three of you formulating the question.
Hi, my name's John Han. I signed up for this Philosophy for Children session, which is basically the group going around the local secondary schools looking for students from year 12 to be trained as facilitators for these kind of discussions around kind of 10-year-olds, year 6s. I think they did that mainly because after year 6 you go to a new school, you have to mix with new people, new ideas, a completely kind of new world if you like. So I think it's quite important. So yeah, that's partly why I got involved, because I had some difficulty kind of moving on from years 6 to 7. It was a massive thing, especially since a lot of my friends, in fact most of my friends, went to other schools, so I was kind of the only one. I mean, I've always been interested in ethics. I think you need that kind of interest anyway, and I think that if there had been this kind of session running when I was in year 6, I would have jumped at the chance to kind of be a part of it, because I think it's important that people understand and kind of talk about these topics, because it's becoming more and more relevant and more important, and people at younger and younger ages are being forced to engage in kind of these conversations that many wouldn't perceive that they should really have a saying, or many would believe that they were ignorant and don't have kind of an opinion on it. So I think it's important to kind of not educate people, but at least get people talking about these ideas.
Read your question to us, you don't have to explain it. Read your question to us as a three, and then just somebody else in the group, can you make a positive comment about the question? So it might be, wow, I'd never thought of it like that, or, you know, that's a really good question. I think we could get a lot of interesting in the inquiry. I like the concepts you've used, etc., etc.
Does inner beauty match outer beauty?
Positive comment about that question?
It becomes quite kind of like a universal theme.
Brilliant, yeah. Using that concept of beauty, which we said on our list, or some people thought was one of those big concepts. Helen, Christian, whoever.
Are we all just small parts in a great big plan? We signed up for the course after having Gillian come into the school and explain what it was about, and with the main emphasis being on helping year 6 students in local primary schools to help with their transition from year 6 to 7, sort of developing their philosophical thinking and the way that they communicate with maybe more senior people than themselves, so that when they come into a high school like this and they're back at that bottom of the pecking order, as to speak, they're sort of more used to being around older people.
And also for us, it gives us the opportunity to work with younger children. Maybe it benefits us in the future. So in both respects, we're both benefiting from it.
In answer to our question, are we all back together? In your lifetime, are you one person or many people?
I believe that we're one person, but it seems that we are many people through a development of our character from the start to the beginning.
I think we are all one person, but we adapt to our situations, and thus our personality traits change in that situation.
There's 6.6 billion people in the world, and I think in that respect I'm like 6.6 billion different people, because everyone would perceive me differently, but in actual fact I believe that I'm just one person.
I think much like Ben's point and much like the analogies we've used, they're very circumstantial, so we are many people because we fit ourselves to the circumstances that we're in.
Essentially, we are the same person, and it's other people that define the various aspects we show to them, and this concept of many people is essentially something made up by other people for us.
I think that we start life with a clean slate, and that the slate remains the same throughout our life, and just that experience changes us, but we're still the same person.
I'm Georgia. I wanted to sign up for this as soon as I heard about it. I've always been interested in philosophy. In my primary and secondary school, I've always done things to do with philosophy. I ran my own think tank in my secondary school, where I went out and taught primary school children about thinking and why we think. So it's always been something that I've been interested in, and something that I've always sort of felt I was sort of good at. So that's why I got involved.
I think it went quite well. Wasn't really kind of dominated by any particular person.
Yeah, brilliant.
Everybody had more of a fair share, kind of good range of views. So I think it kind of went well. And I'm not really sure about it even better. If maybe kind of like the stimulus maybe could have been a bit different, because I thought it's kind of more restricted on what you could have said for this argument than in the earlier argument. But apart from that, I thought it went quite well.
I completely agree with Ashley. I'm surprised that those groups thought that they were agreed so much was a good thing, because I really enjoyed discussion and arguing against people, and with that I kind of felt that it sort of died out about halfway through and we were just repeating the same points.
Today's given me like more of an open mind of how to go about helping people and understanding different ways people think. I've always been interested in psychology as well, so I'm really interested in the mind and why people act in certain ways. And I've also enjoyed today, just as well as like the philosophy aspect, I've liked meeting new people, working with people from other schools. We all seem to get on well. I'm looking forward to tomorrow as well. So.
Because someone might not have the same personality traits that makes you love them.
You can't say whether love feels the same to you or whether it feels different. There's no measure of
Everyone's attracted to someone different.
Yeah, but there's no measure.
Like you probably love someone in your family, but I don't love your family member. So the love's totally different.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, we enjoy it because we get the self-satisfaction of like we'll get something from it. We'll get skills, but then we also see the enjoyment, hopefully, on the children's faces, and how they interact with each other and then with us, which is also good.
Yeah, I think that is the key thing. I think at the moment with the training it's been really enjoyable. I think working in partnership with Belfairs has also been quite good, because it's been able to see what their views are rather than being with people who we sort of integrate with in sort of our everyday lives, so to speak.